Oh, this is pretty. Oh, this is real pretty. I'm having like a weird iron enriched drink because I have an iron deficiency. Hi and welcome to my channel. I'm the Hoarding Puffin and we're back in the fucking building again, guys. Rae is a character in a now finished Minecraft series. It's a Minecraft role-playing series which is called an SMP, and the whole setting of Fable is basically this world that is unstable because a deity has magically forced it to reset over and over and over. Like, all of the characters end up with amnesia because of this, and throughout like the 3 seasons that we have, they try to figure out what is going on, who are we, how did we get here, and how do we fix the resets. And Rae is a very central character in that plot around figuring out how to fix and stop the resets, because his family is kind of very central to that entire storyline. So far so good. Now a little bit of a spoiler for the finale, but also it's been a long time now, like over a year I think since the finale. Is it? I think it's been over a year. Time is a weird soup. Rae becomes a god at the end of this. He becomes a new type of god, because there's like different kinds of gods in this world, and in the world building he becomes something called a vessel. He becomes the vessel of wonder, so a form of god of wonder and wonderment. That looks about like this, or this. These are canon artworks by Ala Rose and by Hey, who originated this character, who wrote this character, who plays this character. And I've cosplayed this man in several iterations before. And I'm working on a huge ass CMV that basically goes through all 3 seasons. Mostly Rae, also other characters, because of course I have other characters that I've cosplayed from the same universe as well. And I'm gonna cosplay the God version too. Because apparently I hate myself. No, I'm over exaggerating. I'm actually really excited to work on this cosplay. My costume design looks like this. So, comparison, canon art, my design. I'm going for dress because one, easier for me to make, because trousers are inherently evil from a sewing perspective. And also Rae has worn skirts and dresses canonically, so it's not like out of character. And also that makes it a dress that I can theoretically wear for other events if I set it up right. I have an itch to do a lot of beading and embroidery because that is what sustains me and I love it. And I don't have an obsession, I don't have a problem. It's not a problem unless I say it's a problem, right? That's how that works. The end goal is to have this finished for Elftopia, which is a fantasy event in Belgium in August. For reference, we have like end of June right now. This will be challenging because I'm also looking to make another cosplay from scratch for Elftopia. So that one is not as high a priority. And also I have, you know, exams and papers for university because I'm studying to become, well, I'm already a cultural anthropologist, but I'm taking my master's. I'm doing my master's now. Yeah. That's the long and short of it, so let's get going. I did a pre-mock-up out of paper for the skirt, but I sort of already knew how I was going to do this. I'm a homosexual with dyscalculia. Why am I trying to do math? I did say sort of new. But I cut out all the parts and joined them together. I don't really know what to say about this because it feels very simplistic to me. The skirt is constructed out of these 3 panels that are very wide at the bottom hem and fairly narrow at the waist. And then I cut them out, I ironed them. There was so much ironing for this project, by the way. Genuinely, so much of sewing is just ironing. So much of it is just ironing. I pinned them together and then I seamed it up. But first I tried with the pinned together version if I liked how everything fell. And of course I did a very important swooshiness test, and then I sewed it all up. And then I laid over my gorgeous top fabric. The camera doesn't do justice to how gorgeous this fabric is, so I was understandably, I think, very terrified to cut into it. But I did, because I did have to. And then I hemmed it, which, by the way, hand hemming organza, absolutely evil. But I stitched it onto the skirt. It is not a complete cover of the skirt. There are still 2 layers that are just joined together at the waistband and at one side seam. And then I draped the same organza over the bodice part, which I didn't film myself doing the bodice part at all. Again, this is a con crunch project. I didn't film a lot of steps, but I just draped it over top and stitched it down, trying to keep my stitches as small as possible. And then when everything was mostly done, I joined the skirt and the bodice. And there's also the pink organza that is at the opening of the slit in the skirt that I also didn't film myself making. There's a lot of parts that I didn't film myself making because this was the absolute con crunch, less than a week con crunch in the end of it. Egg moment. I tried out some stuff. The base dress is done, and I've decided I don't like the thing I had with the sleeve cape essentially, but I do like it as a normal cape, which again it makes sense for Rae. So little cape moment, but I'll still probably do the gems on the arms. And now I need to speedrun a lot more because it's literally the day before I have to leave. We are con crunching so hard, guys, you have no idea. Now let's talk about the corset. To get the exact shade of purple I wanted, I actually layered 4 different types of fabric. So I would get the perfect shade of purple and also maximum amount of sparkles. This is God Rae. We're going for sparkles. And yeah, a lot of me struggling to sew a lot of very flimsy fabrics for this costume. That seemed to be the ongoing theme, is just Puffin's eternal struggle with organza. But I finished it all up and I sewed it all on, and I attached a bunch of little beads to the bottom that would hang down in little droplets. And that was the level of finishedness at Elftopia. This is already fairly close to finished, but it's so gorgeous already. Look at this. And then there were just a few more details that I needed to make. For one, I made some oversleeves that attach to the upper arm with an elastic band, and then they button at the bottom with a little cuff. I made some boot covers with some beaded trim that I made myself, and then I dyed a wig for the tail fluff. Oh, das stinkt. Ugh. It took several dye baths to get a coloring that I liked, and I also ended up coloring in the roots with 2 fabric markers that I still had lying around. And then, because I don't own a crimper, I braided it and steamed it. And then the tail itself is made out of wire and flannel fabric, and then covered in some leftover black chiffon. And then a lot of glue, a lot of glue went into making the fluffs. And I also made 2 beaded decorations. And with that, the cosplay was con ready and ready for a competition.